Hey, my handsome ladies and gentlemen, this is Shmeaty. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new. Today we're just going to be cutting straight to the chase. We're going to be taking a look at a Pokemon that has been massively overtuned, and I believe this to be too much. That Pokemon is Morpeko. Morpeko was, of course, very strong in last season's Go Battle League, and they just decided to give it a buff, so I guess everybody is mandated to have one on their team now. This Pokemon is going to be a problem, but in today's video, we're looking to find out how much of a problem it will truly be. If you find enjoyment in today's video, please feel free to leave it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. But I won't keep you too much longer, let's just hop into the matches. We're going to be kicking things off with game number 1, leading Superior, oh no, into Toxapex. And Toxapex, one of the hardest checks to Superior, so we're going to safe switch into our Air Slash Mandibuzz. And Mandibuzz on Air Slash paces a lot slower than it does with Snarl, but has a lot more potent fast move pressure, I find. So we're going to be running that on the safe switch. Unfortunately, there's a non-0% chance that there's a game in this video where it's going to be met with a Morpeko, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We're going to be able to reach Dark Pulse number 1, and now the Toxapex is at another move here. I'm going to no shield here. I'm comfortable with letting my Mandibuzz go down at this point. It's only a brine, and we're going to fire off an Aerial Ace. Now this play, if we make 2 Aerial Aces, is huge, and if we don't, we are officially selling. We're going to make a second Aerial Ace, and that is massive. What does the Toxapex want to do? Are they going to be able to tank this Aerial Ace on 1 HP? They can. So we're going to bring in the Morpeko for the farm down, and they have a Kangaskhan. What is this? Oh my goodness. Mud Slap Kangaskhan absolutely deleting my Morpeko's HP, but we hang on and switch back out into Superior. This is of course, Incinerate Magcargo in the back, things going from bad to worse. We're going to shield up. It's definitely going to be a Rock Tomb, and that is problematic to say the least. We're going to fire off Left Tyrando the first, and now we're firing off a Frenzy Plant. Are they going to respect it? Yes, they are. They're going to put up a shield on the Frenzy Plant. I'm looking to reach another Frenzy Plant here. I just need damage on this at this point. Unfortunately, with no debuff, we're getting farmed down regardless, and I think I have to commit to farming this Pokemon down, or at least making 2 moves. We're going to shield up. It's the Overheat. We're looking for that juicy farm down of the Magcargo. We get there, and now Kangaskhan may have Mud Slap, but what it does not have is the ability to live 2 Aura Wheels. We're at the back-to-back. They do not have a move, and now Aura Wheel number 2 will solidify this game. We were looking hopelessly lost there, but Morpeko's able to clutch. GG's. In the next game, Superior is going to lead into a Goodra, but they're not aware that we are on a Mono Grass moveset, so they're going to switch out into the Talonflame, and we're going to counter switch with Morpeko. Unfortunately, I believe they can 2 shield and farm us all the way down, but if they want to commit 2 shields to do that, I think I'm okay with that. We're going to fire off a Psychic Fangs bait. Talonflame not really willing to lose all of the energy it just made, so they are going to put up a shield, fire off a Flame Charge. And I've seen a lot more on Flame Charge. I'm honestly not sure if that's just early season shenanigans or if that's actually a new trend, because that used to be the moveset it would prefer, but definitely hasn't been recently. Of course, we're going to have to bring in our Mandibuzz after our Morpeko gets farmed down there. They're going to fire off what's more than likely going to be a Fly. I don't think they're on Flame Charge Brave Bird. They're going to switch out into a Dunsparce. So this trainer not really having a good time after seeing the Superior here. Superior is going to fire off a Left Tyrando. Unfortunately, no debuff for us there. They're going to fire off a move here. It's guaranteed to be a Rock Slide or a Drill Run, I guess, if they really want to throw resisted energy. That's a surprise. They're going to fire off another move here. I guess they clicked the wrong move the first time because they do have Rock Slide. And now we are going to fire off a Frenzy Plant. I believe this is the CMP tie, so if this doesn't KO, we may have to eat another move here. And it just KOs. Honestly, from 50% HP, it's a gamble whether or not that Frenzy Plant will KO. A good Dunsparce oftentimes will live it, and a not so optimized Dunsparce may not. Anyway, we have a Frenzy Plant stored on our Superior, so the fact that we're this low isn't really that problematic. Although, we will have to get rid of that Talonflame eventually, so we're going to need a lot of energy here. Firing off this Frenzy Plant. We need this Frenzy Plant to be enough to KO. It's a really good move, but I don't know. It's a Dragon typing. Goodra's a little bulky, but not bulky enough. We're going to fire off 2 Vine Whips instead of 1, and if we threw the Frenzy there, we won the game. For those unaware, the reason why I'm complaining there is because I could have thrown one Vine Whip and the Frenzy Plant there, and the Incinerate would not have registered, but I instinctively threw two, but I was in one Incinerate range, so I died. Anyway, it is going to be a Machamp leading into our Superior, and they switch into a Unovan Stunfisk. I'm not entirely sure about that play. We fire off the left Tyrando, does about 50% HP, and they are now debuffed, so this damage is going to be minuscule. The discharge does next to nothing. I believe the more efficient move to go for is Mud Bomb in this situation. We're going to undercharge a left Tyrando, make this Unovan Stunfisk day an absolute nightmare. No debuff on the second one, but that's perfectly fine. Superior has such a dominant matchup here because this Pokemon is stuck throwing only exclusively resisted energy. We get the full farm down of the Unova Stunfisk, and now they're going to bring in an Alolan Ninetales, and this isn't the worst situation ever, although it's not particularly great. I believe they called the left Tyrando there. We went for the Frenzy Plant. I'm going for another Frenzy Plant here. No, it's the left Tyrando bringing in the Mandibuzz now, and they can't switch. If we got the debuff there, which I'm not entirely sure, I guess we'll have to judge based off this damage. I believe that is debuffed energy there. If we get the debuff there, they're forced to leave this Ninetales in a pretty uncomfortable spot. I am just going to commit to farming this Pokemon all the way down and getting a massive amount of energy. I believe I lived this move, so I don't have to shield here. I am going to commit the shield though. Back in comes the Machamp, but we have the back-to-back Aerial Aces. And Aerial Ace is not a very good move, but what it is good at doing is knocking out Machamps. We're going to bring in Superior for some reason, fire off the left Tyrando. I guess we haven't had enough of that in this game. Another one lands, doesn't get the debuff. I guess we just wanted to BM the opponent, but GG's to this trainer nonetheless. Next game, it's going to be Superior into Gastrodon, and this is a very nice lead. We get to avoid this with our Morpeko, and they're staying in? What is this? Is this my dream? My actual fever dream? I'm going to fire off a left Tyrando here. They're going to shield it as well and get debuffed. Oh my goodness, the humanity. This poor Gastrodon player just wanted to have some fun playing in the Go Battle League today, but that is not going to happen. Superior is going to be able to get a full farm down here. They can fire off a Body Slam. It will not matter. This is so fine for us, and if they're staying in, they have to be extremely weak to Superior in the back. This is likely going to be their one answer, and it is going to be the Clodsire switch in. I'm going to fire off a left Tyrando here, likely bring out the Mandibuzz immediately. No, I'm looking to confirm that we can get a debuff. So we don't get the debuff, so we're going to fire off this energy. I'm going to fire off the Frenzy Plant, does a lot of damage onto the Clodsire, and now with Mandibuzz being up a shield here, we are in a good spot. This is going to be a B-Barrel in the back. Probably a better idea to bring this in as opposed to the Gastrodon, just leaving it in to die. But, I mean, it is what it is. Not my battle. Well, it is my battle, but I'm not the one losing it. Gonna fire off a Dark Pulse at the B-Barrel. They're not gonna shield it. They know that their win con is probably going to be committing to the Clodsire here, but that's not gonna save them. They're gonna fire off a Surf. I can fire off an Aerial Ace at any point here. I don't know why I was looking to get myself so low there, but honestly, bringing in the Superior here isn't really that bad of a play. They fire off the Hyper Fang, and now we can bring in Morpeko, get that farm down, that rollout doesn't land, and now it's just Psychic Fang City. They cannot win this game. Even if they have two moves loaded right now, which they do not, they still lose. Reason being is because two Psychic Fangs is going to KO. They don't have enough shields. They're going to fire off a Stone Edge here. They're trying to win the pacing battle, but Morpeko is just too quick pacing. Another Psychic Fangs is going to land onto the Clodsire, and they're in very real danger of getting farmed down here. I'm looking to bring in that Mandibuzz. I believe we have some energy stored on it. We're going to put up a shield here. Could be the Earthquake, but they're likely still looking for that fast move race. They get outpaced, and we make the Aura Wheel, zero bubble Aura Wheel for maximum BM. GG's to this trainer. In the next game, it's going to be Superior leading into Dunsparce. Once again, a very nice lead. Now, one thing that you guys are going to see probably very constantly throughout the season is also going to be Superior. There are many top meta threats that just fall in the presence of Superior. We fire off a left Tyrando, we get the shield and the debuff. That is why we call it left Tyrando, because these trainers are absolutely cooked, and he's staying in. This Dunsparce is staying in, committed to throwing debuffed energy. This is such a surprise for me. We're only at 50% HP, and they've thrown 2 charge moves at this point. And now Superior just commits to the Frenzy Plant. This can be a very nice farm down if we truly want it. This is going to be another Rock Slide here. It is -2, and I believe this means that we can live 2 rock. Oh, we easily live those 2 Rock Slides. Looking for that full farm down, deciding against it. Wanting to put pressure on that last shield and leave with energy, or just grabbing that last shield and still being able to throw a move, because Superior will win that CMP tie. We're going to switch out into Mandibuzz, and Mandibuzz is going to lure out the Azumarill. Why did I pronounce it like that? The Azumarill, after they showed the Talonflame. Talonflame, a little bit problematic, but they're down a shield and I'm not. So we're perfectly comfortable in this matchup. They're going to fire off a Play Rough, and honestly, since we're on Aerial Ace, we can actually chip away at this Azumarill's health pretty comfortably. I don't have to shield this move if I really don't want to, and it looks like I don't. Now, you guys may have heard at Tuesday 6 p.m. is Spotlight Hour, but this is the Morpeko hour, and Morpeko is going to outpace this Talonflame to the Aura Wheel. I'm going straight Aura Wheel here. If they try to call a Psychic Fangs bait, that'd be pretty bad for me. If I decided to go for the Psychic Fangs, they throw an extra Incinerate, underestimating how much energy I had. And this Aura Wheel, despite being Dark type, is going to KO. Down goes the Talonflame. I wouldn't want to play anymore either. GG's to this trainer. Next game, it's going to be Superior leading into a Shadow Girafarig. This is a little bit uncomfortable. The team can handle this just fine, but having it on the lead isn't really ideal. I'm going to fire off a left Tyrando on 5. They're going to shield up and switch out into Dunsparce, a decisively losing matchup. That is a massive surprise once again, but we're here for it. We're going to fire off a left Tyrando here, and this is our best matchup into the Dunsparce, so we're happy playing this out. And the left Tyrando gets the shield and gets the debuff. We are absolutely cooking. They fire off a Rock Slide, and now we are going to continue to farm up here. I think I said that left Tyrando got a shield. It did not. It only got the debuff, but that's all we need. We're going to build up a lot of energy here, firing off 4 more, and the Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant here is now going to start threatening the Dunsparce. Dunsparce, are they able to make another move at the last second? They are. I'm actually going to put up a shield here, and you may wonder why, but that move would KO. I have a shield advantage, and I'm going to use it so that I can align this Girafarig onto my Mandibuzz. And the reason I want that is because a Trailblaze would hurt the Morpeko quite a lot. I'm anticipating they're on the standard moveset of Confusion, Psychic Fangs, and Trailblaze, and that moveset is entirely walled by Mandibuzz. We're going to preserve our Mandibuzz here in a moment, but first we're going to have to eat a couple Aerial Aces. This is okay though. Jumpluff is not going to be able to flip this matchup unless it's running like Moonblast, then maybe. But yeah, with these Aerial Aces and Air Slashes actually doing consistent pressure onto the Jumpluff, we're in an okay spot. We're going to fire off Aerial Ace number 2 here, and this will get the Jumpluff very, very low, but not quite KO. Aerial Ace lands onto the Jumpluff. They have a move. They throw it immediately, but that's okay. We can either decide to shield this or not at this point. I'm going to put up a shield. It's going to be the Girafarig coming back in. This is a very tough situation for them. They would have to, I think, Psychic Fangs into Trailblaze to successfully secure the KO there, but I don't even know if that would do it. Honestly, Mandibuzz is so tanky. They're going to be able to make another move, so we throw 1 Air Slash and switch into Morpeko, and now Morpeko is easily going to be able to win this game for us. The Trailblaze does like 60%, but that's okay. What does my team do against an opposing Morpeko, you might ask? Well, if we see it in the lead, we are in a very nice matchup. Superior here is going to build up to 5 and fire off a move here. Morpeko doesn't have a lot of incentive to shield here, but they are going to shield. And that's a bit surprising. They're going to fire off either Psychic Fangs or an Electric Aura Wheel. We can easily no-shield this move, and now Morpeko is in the Hangry form, so the next Aura Wheel will be Dark type. We're going to shield this move up, because of course this one would absolutely blast our poor little Grass Snake. It's the CMP tie. We're firing off our left Tyrando here, and we're really hoping we can get a debuff to slow this Pokemon down. They are currently at +2, but now they are right back at neutral, and this is going to be another Aura Wheel, but this is neutral. We can let this go. Aura Wheel, we live it on 1 HP, and we're able to flip switch advantage. That is a rank 1 superior difference right there. Left Tornado gets the KO on the Morpeko, and we have 1 switch advantage. But there's a problem. There's a Wigglytuff on our screen. Our play here, we have 2 dark types, is to bring in our own Morpeko, fire off the Aura Wheel here immediately. It's going to connect, do big damage onto that Wigglytuff, and Wigglytuff is going to be able to make a last second move here. Do I want to shield it up here? This is a moment of truth here. It's going to be just a swift no shield from the Mandibuzz, and now it all comes down to this. What do they have in the back? It's going to be a Feraligatr. Feraligatr is going to fire off a move, but not before we're able to get off this Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse is going to connect big damage onto the Feraligatr. That is not enough for an Ice Beam, and I am comfortably going to no shield this move. I know that's just a Hydro Cannon. They are not going to be able to Shadow Claw me down anytime soon. We make the Aerial Ace, and this game is over. GG's to this trainer. We've reached the final game of the video, Superior leading into Driflim. And this is a little bit problematic, but we have 2 better responses to Driflim, so in comes our Mandibuzz. Driflim likely looking to get off an Icy Wind here and switch out into a Pokemon that can easily handle our Mandibuzz. Tough decision. I'm going to no shield it. It's guaranteed to be that Icy Wind, but they are going to bring in a G-Zing next. If this is Shadow, we can cook. It is Shadow. We're doing very minuscule damage with our Aerial Aces, so I don't know what kind of cooking I was referring to. This could be a big move, but I'm going to no shield it. No, I'm not. I'm going to shield it up. It's a Brutal Swing. I get baited, and now I got to fire off another Aerial Ace at this Pokemon, but these are not doing very much damage, especially on account of the fact that our attack stat has been dropped. I'm going to call this move. If this is not a big move, we are going to be able to make another Aerial Ace here, but it's not to be. They're going to fire off an Overheat there, and now I have a tough decision to make. I'm going to look for farm with the Morpeko, and these Fairy Winds are actually adding up quite a bit, even though they are double debuff. They're going to fire off a move here. It's only going to be a Brutal Swing, but Morpeko gets a massive farm down, and this is going to be able to keep us back in this game. It's going to be a Jellicent in the back. I've not seen Jellicent in quite some time. Hex is such a washed fast move down that astonishes here. The Jellicent comes in and comes right back out. In comes the Driflim here, but Driflim is going to have a problem. They are now forced to shield up all of our energy. We're going to Psychic Fangs bait, and now I think we have to go for the double Psychic Fangs bait. Are they going to fall for it twice? A bait so nice, we're going for it twice. They put up the shield, and this game is absolutely over. We're going to put up a shield on what is very easily going to be an Icy Wind here, but that's not going to be enough to slow down our Morpeko. We make a last second Psychic Fangs, and this trainer does not want to see how much damage that Psychic Fangs will do. They'd rather top left. GG's. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me. And yeah, this Pokemon has proven itself to be a true menace. I've had games, unfortunately, that weren't recorded that I've gone on full 1v3 Morpeko sweeps, and I'm not the most cracked battler ever, as we all know. I'm more of a meme man. But all that being said, thank you again so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I've been Shmeaty. I hope to see you guys again next time, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.